Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today the merchants take on the mounted as Hera, playing as the Saracens in blue, prepares to take on Capoch, playing as the Georgians in red. Now all the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. And by the way, this is a Civ matchup that we saw earlier this week, and it was an absolute banger of a game. So I have a lot of high expectations for this one. Don't tell the players, but I actually do. Even though this game was already played by the time I'm saying these words, and definitely by the time that you're hearing these words, the game has already been played. So either I'm going to be very disappointed, or I am not. I am hoping that it is the latter. In any event, enough verbal diarrhea. Let's dive right into the Civs. The Saracens, civilization whose strong market can be used to gain an early to mid-game advantage over their opponents. To start with, their markets only cost 75 wood, and their commodity trading fee is fixed at 5% right at the very beginning of the game, which is significantly lower than the 30% that other civilizations have to pay early on. Now, using this economic advantage, the Saracens can field quite a hard-hitting, tanky army. Their foot archers come with an attack bonus against buildings, which makes their feudal age aggression a little bit scarier than normal. Their camels come with more HP. Their trebs, mangonels, and onagers can all be upgraded to increase their attack, and their unique unit needs absolutely no introduction, he says, as he is about to introduce it. I am, of course, referring to the scimitar-throwing Mameluke, a ranged melee camel unit that comes with a pretty darn big attack bonus against cavalry. Ruh-roh. We'll see how well Capoch deals with any kind of Mameluke shenanigans that happen to hit him. Now, if, as sometimes does happen in this game, units are injured in battle, well then Saracen monks can be upgraded to automatically and passively heal multiple units within a 5-tile radius. So who, you might be asking, who would want to injure some Saracen units? Well, look no further than the bottom right, or maybe even the bottom center of our screen, where we have Capoch playing as the Georgians in red. Very much a very stubborn deer, but very much a cavalry-centric civilization with some pretty cool economic bonuses. To start with, all Georgian mounted units automatically regenerate HP starting in the Feudal Age, and they can be upgraded to take up 15% less population space. Both of these features, by the way, do help them mask their unique unit, the Manaspa. This is a heavily armored, super sexy cavalry unit whose attack actually increases when there are other Manaspas or Nightline units in the vicinity. Now, in addition, like the Tatars, very important for the Georgians to take the high ground, since all of their units and buildings take 40% less damage when fighting downhill compared to the usual 25. And that helped the Georgians build as big, powerful an army as possible, get them out there killing as many Saracen units as possible. They do start the game, for you eagle-eyed viewers. You might have seen a donkey cart for free, otherwise known as a mule cart, for free at the beginning of the game. Their fortified churches increase their work rate of villagers within an 8-tile radius by 10%. So we'll see how many of those fortified churches Capoch places down. And their economy, their settlement, can be much harder to raid, since repairing structures does take, or rather cost, 25% fewer resources, and they can upgrade their defensive structures, which, by the way, includes their town centers, to get a +2 attack boost, and their towers can be upgraded to deal pass-through damage. So those are the two civilizations. 6 minutes into the game it took me to get through, but we're here to have fun. We're here to learn. We're here to watch. We're here to enjoy these two titans take one another on. And now let's take off the blinders. Let's put on our omnipresent God's Eye caster view and take a look at the bases, as both players are sitting at 18 villagers a pop. Going up to the next stage, about 20 or so seconds ahead, is our Saracen, which tells me he may have skipped Loom. And he did, in fact, skip Loom. Our Georgian villager saw that I was about to click on her. She ran straight into the town center, stubborn as this deer. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Let me know in the comments. Am I making things up? Am I just, have I done too many drugs in my life that I think that the deer behave differently than all the other huntables on this map? I mean, it's impossible. Or at least I shouldn't say it's impossible. It's unlikely that the coding, the computer programming that goes into the deer is different than the ibex and the gazelle and the zebra. And yet somehow it's always the deer that gives players the most trouble. It's never a straightforward. Hera, by the way, assuming that his opponent, having spawned up here, is down here, is making a beeline straight for where everyone would assume, but nah, you're playing Age of Empires, so there's always a risk that you will discover absolutely nothing here and then have to pivot south, which he does exactly. And for his part, Capoch, who has spawned at the 6 o'clock position, oh my god, he managed to kill his own sheep. Oh no, never mind, I got very carried away there. In any event, Capoch, who spawned at the 6 o'clock position, assumes that his opponent has spawned at the 12 o'clock position, has found nothing. Unlike Hera, who went one way, the correct way, Capoch goes the wrong way, discovers nothing, and so we'll pivot left. Let's take a look at the bases, as I was intending to do about 3 minutes ago before I kept running my mouth. Primary gold, pretty much exposed here to the front. Bit of forest coverage on the eastern portion, but the western portion completely open. Primary stone, Hera securing it to the rear. Okay, so the fact that he's already walling this stone and suggests that we're going to get to see at least one Mameluke. At the very least, a castle. Last game we saw Georgians take on the Saracens. It was very much camels versus Manaspas. Let's see Mamelukes versus Manaspas, which might not go very well for the Manaspa, but we'll see how many. We'll see. I'm going to stop trying to predict. As you guys know, if I predict that this villager is going to construct this palisade wall next, he's going to move all the way here and construct that one next. So, gold exposed, not for very long. Hera creating probably a bit of a funnel instead of a full wall off. I'm assuming this wall off will continue a bit. You see what I mean when I say I think it's going to continue and create a funnel? Nuh-uh. Our Saracen goes full Howard Hughes and walls off his entire base, securing himself, by the way, primary stone, primary gold, secondary gold as well. 1, 2, 3 wood piles. And then if he wants to, his tertiary gold and secondary stone are off to the bottom left, where he has a relic, some stone, and even more forest that he can depopulate, whatever you want to call it. Why is our Georgian heading all the way up here? Do you not see that the base is over there? Let's take a quick look at the Georgian base, who, as I predicted for Hera, has created a funnel as opposed to a full wall off. Also has secured one of his primary resources, this one gold to the rear. Doesn't really care that his primary stone is off campus here. He has secured the secondary stone. And what an absolute ugly forest that no one but a Georgian or an Armenian could love. I mean, anyone else would rather be so annoyed to have to plop down so many oh my goodness. My brain is derped out. So many lumber camps instead of donkey carts. And where are the additional resources? Extra gold off to the top left, extra gold to the top right. So Capoch has abandoned his 3 out of his starting 5 resources. Hera just the 2. And I gotta say, I like the starting position here for Hera a lot more than I do for our Georgian, whose forests, even though he does secure a pretty juicy forest in the back, this is a lot of lumber. His initial starting forests in a V shape are pretty damn ugly. Okay, never mind. It is not a funnel shape at all. He does not want to contend with Hera's probing, and so full frontal as well for him. So both players have gone pretty much scaredy cat. I want to take this game into some maybe later stages without having to fight any silly feudal age shenanigans. Their words, not mine. He says as he puts words in their mouth. Hera sold his stone. He's buying food. Yeah, this is a fast castle for our Saracen. He definitely wants to get some kind of castle up, although for now, going the route of the blacksmith and the market. This, I believe he already has a stable out. Yeah, there it is. So he already has his 2 structures to go up to the next stage. It looks like our Georgian also has the stable and the blacksmith, also the barracks, but unlike our Saracen, whose markets are a whole 75 wood, our Georgian doesn't seem to have a market quite yet, having to pay full price, and he is double wall off. This is okay. This is very interesting. Both players. Now, generally, when something like this happens, in my opinion, it means one of the players is going to either move out very, very strong against the other, very much in early to mid castle, although with no villagers on stone for our Saracen, it's probably not going to be Hera. 8 villagers on stone for our Georgian suggests that he's going to, get some Manaspas. It's so hard to resist the lure of the Manaspa. It's such a powerful unit, even though its HP is going to betray it against any kind of counter unit like a camel or a Mameluke, for example. They don't really care about all that armor that a Manaspa has. That being said, if you can mass 29 or more of those Manaspas fully upgraded, roided to the hilt, 22 attack. We'll see how well they fare. I'm assuming we're going to get to see Manaspas with 9 villagers on stone, even though Hera right now has no villagers on stone, and he had to... Now he's buying the stone back. Okay, so he sold the stone, now he's buying it back. Got 6 villagers on gold here to the forward position. I love that he's taking this gold and not this one to the rear just yet. Patrolling... Is he looking for relics? Because if he is, he just found 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 relics. He's seen our Georgian. Okay, discovers, oh, just a tip of 1 relic. He's going to see this one for sure, right? Once he sees that one, he has seen the one to the north. Oh, maybe not. Maybe once he sees the forest here, he'll pivot to the right. So both players doing an amazing job, by the way. Kudos to them both. With the scouting, look at how many red dots are out on the map. This mobile, I want to say Dradus system, but not a lot of you are Battlestar Galactica nerds like I am. Very much a mobile radar system for our red Georgian. He does not want to get caught unawares by any kind of villager move out, any kind of castle placement. Hera says, you know what? I'm just going to put a town center. I'm going to invest 100 stone into here. Another 100 stone into here, and that way I can start pumping out villagers. The last thing you want is the Saracens is to be broke. Their army, powerful as it is, comes at a price. Let's see what we're working with HP wise. Pretty much everyone's at full HP except this one Saracen scout who looks like he's taken a few pokes to the butt from a few, or rather one of these Georgian spearmen. Ooh, this might be a good opportunity for Capoch to get a kill here on the high ground as a scout. Yeah, he's definitely going to draw first blood. Our Georgian, 20 minutes into the game, gets the first kill. And now Hera, who surprisingly is not the one with all the map presence. He has 1 unit out on the field, and he is adding in a camel secretive monastery in here. Remember, they've both seen all of the relics, fortified church in here as well. So one thing I always point out with the fortified church, you see this red squircle, this square/circle? This is the firing range. This is 6 tiles, as they have the 6 tile range. If you want to look at their productivity, increase it by 2 tiles in each direction, and every villager within that radius works 10% faster. Okay, evening up the kill count are a couple of camels who do take a bit of damage from the spearman unit. What is the basic spearman's attack against camels? I usually focus on the cavalry, plus 12. That's not bad against, I would say, every other civilization except maybe them, except maybe the Saracens, whose camels come with 25% more HP. So if Hera wished it so, these camels could come in Castle Age with 145 HP, which, if you think about it, for a unit that you can pump out the second you hit Castle Age, what other non-unique, non-siege unit can come out with 145 HP? Even the Burgundian Cavalier wouldn't come with 145 HP. And that you still have to pay. I guess the cost of the upgrade to Cavalier, because of their 50% stable tech costs, is not that much more expensive than Bloodlines, to be honest, right? Okay, by the way, I'm going to keep zooming out because I'm in love with the movement out of Capoch. Look at this. His monks already have 2 relics. There's a one coming home with a 3rd. He's going up to the north to see whether or not Hera. He knows that Hera's probably going to be circling this, if with any unit, probably a scout. And so he sends his spearmen up here. Might want to take care of this hungry wolf from the high ground if you can. Remember, their units take 40% less damage when they fight downhill. I'm assuming that also applies to battles against Mother Nature herself. A 4th town center for our Saracen. Where's the monk? Oh. Okay, so Hera did manage to get the relic here to the left side. The monks see the dot disappeared, and so they're not going to pivot here, but... Wait a second. Did he lose? No, he killed the wolf and then must have deleted his own unit. I don't see a kill here for Hera. So yeah, rather than give it to the monk in a conversion, he deleted his own unit. And so, stage 2 of this arena game, where the players rush up to castle in stage 1, then fight over the relics, stage 2, is about to come to an end. All 5 relics are about to be accounted for. I think I already saw husbandry for our Saracen, and given how fast these scouts are running away from the camels, I'm assuming husbandry has already been gotten for our Georgian as well, who is now getting wheelbarrow. Hera already has handcart. No surprise there. His 76 villager lead to 60. Pardon me. His 76 villager lead to 66 is going to be so much more impressive now with handcart. Okay, 2 camels get shooed away. There's that castle. Defensive positioning for the castle. Let's see if and when our Georgian see it, who is now also getting handcart off the back of 3 town centers. Oh, that's so... Is this even 3 tiles? Yeah, okay. At least he can fit farms into here. I'll give him that. But what an annoying location for that forest. Like I said, I really don't like those kind of long, ruler-shaped forests that somehow have become very common in Arabia. University for our Saracen. Come on. Show us what we want to see. There it is. 2 Mamelukes. They are not a cheap unit. The Manaspa, to be fair, is a relatively cheap unit. Gold-wise, pretty much half the cost of a Mameluke. And so, in theory, Capoch should be able to produce almost 2 to 1, assuming they have the exact same amount of gold. Almost 2 to 1. Not exactly. It's 45 gold to 85. Food cost, though, interestingly, I guess horses eat more than camels? Because the Manaspa costs more food than a Mameluke. Isn't that interesting? So the Mameluke costs twice as much gold, but 5 less food. Whereas the Manaspa does... Anyway, I'm going to get off the the costs. Hera is heading up to Imperial. Clicked up about a minute ago. He's getting bloodlines as well. And we've got Manaspas already out. So you need 7 in addition. Sorry, my apologies. You need 7, 15, 22, and 29 to get 1, 2, 3, 4 extra attack respectively. So if you can get this to 29, now remember, you don't want to kind of stop at 29, right? Because if you take a battle, some of these units are going to die. And so if you want to keep that +4 attack, then you're going to have a lot more than 29 Manaspas. That being said, it is a pretty damn shocking unit with that attack upgrade. Okay, our Georgian says, nice town, I'll take it. 2 houses and a stable being converted and a very aggressive castle, but Hera's gonna pop out the Mamelukes, and I wonder if this is gonna scare Capoch into relocating his castle, as Hera himself is placing another castle here to the north. Probably to defend against run-bys? What resources are there here? Okay, so a couple of patches of gold. Doesn't really defend that gold, but does give him an ability to retreat with the villagers if he wanted to. Gate is down. A 3rd castle for our Saracen as the 2nd goes up for our Georgian, which, by the way, is going to lame the town center. And with no attack upgrades, currently is not laming very much, but here we go. The Manaspas are closing in. How many of them are there? 16. So right now he only gets a free +2 attack boost, which together with Iron Casting gives him +4. And this is where problematically the HP on the Manaspa is going to really hurt our Georgian, who, to be fair, has killed 20 villagers right now. In the blink of an eye, Hera loses 20 villagers. Now, somehow, even though he lost 20 villagers, he's still only down 5. But holy moly, how many did the castle kill? 9. This one structure alone, just right now, literally seconds after it was built, has already gotten 9 villager kills. But Hera's showboating a little bit with his trebuchet. I don't think he really needed to move it that close to the red line here. And there we go. Capoch realizes, hey, I should have been able to attack that treb. Oh, wait a second. My castle's at a big, fat, juicy +0. Why don't I get fletching as I go up to Imperial? Elite Mameluke. Elite Mamelukes with bloodlines do come with 133 HP. And so, what a show we are about to watch. We're going up to 24 Manaspas, 13 Mamelukes, and a converted Manaspa, by the way. I was going to make an El Cid reference, but I'm not too familiar with El Cid and his shifting loyalties and his various allegiances. By the way, Hera has planted a spine of outposts, which is amazing. Capoch is going to discover there's a castle on the hill, which is not so amazing for him. He's going to keep chasing villagers. He's now gotten 28 villager kills. And let's see the Mamelukes. Oh my goodness. Now, at least the good thing about fighting Mamelukes as you retreat, oh my god, I'm struggling to come up with a silver lining here, is that because they are ranged melee, they miss a lot when they're firing at a moving target. There's no ballistics for melee ranged. Throwing axemen, Gabetos, Mamelukes, damn you, wolf, he says, does our Saracen. They miss a lot. Now, when they move in a straight line, why are you hesitating? How many Manaspas do you have here? 22? Okay, that should get you the +3 attack. Okay, they close in on the monks. 1 monk down, 2 monk down. But 2 Mamelukes, and remember, they are elite, so they come with an attack bonus against other Mamelukes, +1. So he does lose. I mean, that was a very sour loss there for our Georgian, who loses not only a bunch of Manaspas on the retreat, but then 3 monks as well. Villagers joining in on the fight as the castle. Tell me they got the kill after all of that work. Oh, really? That's unfortunate for them. By the way, Trebs have gunned down the castle in the forward position while that chase was happening on the eastern part of the map. Now they're going to gun down this high ground castle very quickly. A little bit, actually, I shouldn't say very quickly. It is, remember, taking 40% less damage compared to the usual 25% less damage right now. But there's no one repairing it. There have been no forces sent forward to repair it because I love it. Taking the neutral gold before you even take your neutral stone, before you take even your primary stone. How's his rear stone? Okay, so he's already mined that out. Both players just playing a fantastic game right now. Unfortunately for Hera, he's lost 30 villagers to 4. And so that is a deficit that he's going to have to recover from. That being said, he's killed 27 military units, whereas Capoch has killed a whole 5. And that just goes to show you the power of a ranged unit versus the power of an actual in-your-face melee unit. This is so many freaking Mamelukes. Another outpost gets attacked. Hera sees the stone miners, but unfortunately for him, he also just has fletching, which means his castle is not going to reach them. 32 Manaspas, here we go. They are fully roided up. 21 attack right now. You see what I mean? When you lose them immediately, the attack drops significantly. That being said, getting all the Trebs while distracting the Mamelukes is a fantastic get there. It did cost them a lot, though. Literally 2 dead Mamelukes on the field of battle right now. Okay, Hera's chasing a monk to the right. He's chasing his former treacherous, treasonous Mameluke friends to the left. It's always fun when you have a game in Rage Forest, for example. Whenever I click on a pack of Mamelukes, a pack of Lukes, you know? Oh, the monk absconds into the church. Not so secretively. Whenever you click a pack of Lukes, their kill count is always so ridiculous. Are we ready for this? 60 kills. They just have so much HP. They attack so fast. For a counter unit, they attack really fast. And they're just, that attack bonus against cavalry just shreds them. And by the way, what is going on here? Oh no. Capoch, where is all your map spotting now? You know what? To be fair, losing a few villagers here looks like some lumberjacks. And now on the retreat as well. Not terrible. He got all the stone. But he is about to hit by the Hera special. There's the light cavalry upgrade. I'm assuming with 670 gold in his pocket, we're going to get to see Hussar immediately. There it is. Yeah, he's going to be hit by the Hera special. The problem for Hera is he's only got 11 population space. Did he go a little bit too far onto economy and villagers? I like our Manaspa count. I like our villager count for our Georgian. And let's see how many fortified churches he's got. 5 fortified churches. So basically every villager he has is currently working at 10% over capacity. So they are all, they've all taken their Pervitin pills and now they are very much roided out. Hera posturing. You know what would help this army that's down 800 HP? Oh, I don't know, if you had an upgrade that monks can passively heal units within a 5-tile radius. Or maybe he already has it and I just missed it. The monk is heading south. We'll see when he gets within 5 tiles of the Mamelukes. Hera sends a spotting Manaspa to see what he's up against. Oh man, we are building up towards such an epic battle here. This is so many monks out of Capoch. 14 monks! He's gonna have to have survivalist level monk control. There's Bamaristan, by the way. So Hera did not have that. And the monk, he's only got 1, 2 on the way. Remember, they heal. If these Mamelukes get within a 5 tile radius, which it looks like they're about to, 75 look at the freaking HP at the bottom of your screen. Look at that. 75 HP per minute. A minute and a half basically to heal a full. Oh, I'm stopped in my track mid-sentence because the Hussars are about to decimate the monk. The monk count. What an absolute disaster for our Georgian, who, to be fair, how many Manaspas does he still have? 26, not even enough to get the +4 attack. So they are shy of their 22 maxed out attack. And now he's being so hesitant. Engage or don't. Why do you keep love tapping this Mameluke army? That was, we're gonna have to go back to the 43.5 minute mark to see that again. That was absolutely atrocious. Hussars are getting ready. Hera, by the way, in the meantime, has also placed a castle to the north to try to stop any kind of run-bys himself. Castle is firing on the Hussars inexplicably as the Mamelukes ready for the kill count. 102. This unit never disappoints. It almost never disappoints. But it is fighting between 2 ferns. I mean 2 castles. Call me Zach Galifianakis. What happened to that show? That used to be such an amazing little TV show or internet show. Tell me these aren't more stables. They are more stables. 115, 117, 118. The kill count just keeps going up and up and up and up. Their HP is shit, but now look at it. 2,700, 2,800, 2,900. And the monk can do that while he's actively healing 1 unit, while carrying a relic, while asleep, while reading, while on the toilet. They heal all the time with anything within a 5 tile radius. And the Mamelukes are pressing in, but now a little bit of fancy maneuvering out of Hera is jeopardizing some of these HP heavy units. Although with 133 HP, oof, I don't know. Okay, Manaspas are moving forward. He's discovered the castle is there, has altered the trajectory. He does have a single trebuchet. Another Manaspa moves forward. Another Manaspa should die in any second now. Oh, wow. I mean, not oh, wow, like I'm surprised after that absolutely atrocious engagement a few minutes ago. But like, oh, wow, what a fun game. At the end of it, Capoch suffers 43 dead villagers, even though he had a 30-0 advantage for a while. And how many stables? Let this be a lesson to anybody in a 1v1. 20 stables. So like I said, Capoch was about to enter a world of pain. And that's, by the way, he hasn't seen any of it, so has no clue what's happening. That's assuming, by the way, that these Mamelukes ever die. And look at them. Look at them. 98 kills on 31 units is more than 3 kills for each one. 7 kills for 18 of these Hussars, which are heading north. But ultimately, with a castle here to stop the Manaspas, with a castle here to stop the Manaspas, 1 trebuchet is not going to win this game for Capoch, who, to be fair, was expecting maybe a push from the right side of the map. Or is this just to secure resources? I love that all the castles are on the high ground. The only better place for this castle would be here. But then it would be, I guess, a little bit too close. Oh, look at the map gen dick. Stopping the castle from going up here. I guess you could go next to it, maybe? I wonder if you could fit a castle right here. Otherwise, this is very annoying. And this is a pure, perfect hilltop. King of the hill, actually. As is this one. And they put karsts on it. Weird. So yeah, he's being raided into the center of his base. His fortified churches have been left up and running because what's the point of even taking them down? There's nothing inside that fires arrows on them. And now he's going to lose control of his 3 relics. His castle's about to fall. He has 600 stone. I mean, Capoch died a rich man. The problem is a little bit too hesitant. Some of these engagements out of him, it felt like he moved his army towards the Mamelukes and then away from the Mamelukes, towards and away. And you can't do that against a ranged unit. You absolutely cannot do that against a ranged unit. Let's take a look at the stats first, and then I'm going to jump to the, what did I say it was? 43.5-minute mark of the game. I mean, look at this, 70 Mamelukes to 180 Manaspas. 2.5 times more Manaspas. And the monk, oh, my heart bleeds for these 14 monks that were basically sacrificed for nothing at the 4 minutes ago. But what an absolute battle. 14 Mameluke conversion is pretty cool. Hera with his insane 200 to 300 APM, closer to 300 this game, about 17 minutes ago. Beginning of the game, peak APM, there weren't even any kills at this point. I think the first kill was at the 20-minute mark? I wonder what he was microing so hard against at the 7-minute mark. Economy is about 10% apart. Wood, food, gold going to our Saracen. Stone going to our Georgian. It's funny because these are two civilizations that should, in theory, want to control as much stone as possible, because they both went. I should say these are two civilizations. These are two players who played their civilizations in a way that required them to have as much stone as possible. And Capoch really took that to heart, because you can't trade Manaspas or Mamelukes without a castle. Of course, 15 conversions. So what was it? 14 Mamelukes? I wonder what the 15th conversion was. Was it one of those early, maybe it was one of those early stage camels. And this, as we know for Hera, is that one Manaspa. So 10% of the Saracen army, which was already smaller quantity-wise than the Georgian army, does get converted into the Georgian ranks, which is fantastic stat there. A fantastic stat for Capoch. Buildings destroyed, 6-4, not the end of the world. Kill count, oh my goodness. This is what happens when you give the Saracens an inch. They take a mile. 243 kills to 95. Ranged versus melee, and not every range unit is like this, but I mean, any range unit that attacks on a 14 with another 12 bonus, and that 14 attack would be scary for most, but the Manaspa does have a good amount of armor. Look at that, 8 melee armor, so it should have done only 6 damage, but then on top of that add 12, so 18 damage for every scimitar thrown. And now let's go back and see that battle one more time before we tap out on this video. What an amazing game. What an absolute amazing game. So let's I'm gonna stop stuttering. Like what was that scene in Casino where Joe Pesci goes up to the guy at the cage and he's like, oh, where's my money? And he goes, oh, I thought you was laying it. And he goes, you thought I was laying it, you stuttering prick, yeah. That's what I'm reminding myself of here. Okay, so this is interesting because the monk line of sight, let's see when he sees. So right now, Capoch sees nothing. He knows, I think, that the army is here. I think he knows the army is here because Hera's been moving in with a bunch of units this way, that way. I think the Mamelukes came in, sniped a unit, and then backed out. So he knows it's somewhere here. Does he know there are Hussars? Probably not. In they come out of the ether. 15 monks, 4 conversions attempted at the moment. So let's double click the monks. Right now they've got 2. So let's see what they end up, how many conversions they end up with. By the way, let's actually take a look at the armies first. 15 monks, 40 Mamelukes, 45 Manaspas, 6 Hussars to 15 monks. Interesting. Okay. 45 Manaspas gives you need to lose 16 of them before you jeopardize that +8 attack that becomes +7, right? You need to go down to 28. So I guess, sorry, one more than what I said. All right, any event, let's see what's going on here. I'm going to highlight the monks just to see how many conversions they get even after they die. Thank you, Captrage, for that cool feature. So the Manaspas pivot south. Right now the monks have 2 conversions. It looks like more than half of them still have full faith. A few Manaspas peel off to take out the Hussars. 2 more conversions. So 15 monks so far, 4 conversions. Hussars run right through the gauntlet, heading straight for the remaining monk in the south. And now all but 1 monk is dead. And six conversions for 15 monks. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Manaspa count, 2 away from losing the +8, becoming +7. Mameluke, so misleading. I thought we got rid of this annoying issue with the stacking. There are 34 Mamelukes here. Wow, what an absolute disaster. Oh, wait a second. Will he get the conversion? Will he get the conversion before the Hussar gets him? He does. Okay, so never mind. We are at a massive 5 conversions with 15 monks. And then the loss. It's hard to quantify how many dead Manaspas are here because I didn't highlight the Mamelukes and there are reinforcements streaming forward. What an absolute disaster. And this is, by the way, an example of what I was talking about with Capoch, not once, but several times. So he engages into the Mamelukes. Then he runs away. Then he engages again for a hot second. And then he runs away. You're giving the Mameluke 3 opportunities to attack you. As you're approaching it, it throws a scimitar. As you fight it, it throws a scimitar. And as you run away, it throws a scimitar. So this is literally 3 attacks to 1 every single time you do one of those maneuvers where you just push in and push out. And by the way, they come with an attack bonus against you. If this was like, I don't know, crossbows or arbalesters or I don't know what, insert ranged unit of your preference here, it may not be as bad. But the fact that, again, 3 attacks to 1 and with that +12 attack bonus means you can't do something like that against the Mameluke. It's just not feasible. And then it looks like he does it again. He moves forward and then retreats. So, you know, shit or get off the pot sort of thing. Like make a decision. Stop sacrificing a few units here, a few units here, a whole bunch of units here. But the real story is that monk count, I think. If he could have gotten, instead of 5 Mamelukes, which by the way is a 10-unit swing, remember? Hera loses 5, you gain 5. Although that last one got killed almost immediately, surrounded by his former brothers. If you could have gotten that up to 10, maybe that could have made a difference. Unfortunately, it was just a meager 5 conversions and then reinforcing monk bites the dust. So what an absolute banger of a game. I hoped against hope, as I always do, that this is exactly what we would see. As you guys know, I love to see the unique units. Who the hell doesn't? What an asinine thing to say. But ultimately, Hera, with the Mamelukes and their ridiculous kill count, it's always, like I said, the Pakalukes always has a ridiculous kill count. Who takes the W, surrounds his opponent with outposts, sees literally everything. This is Hera's vision right now. There is nowhere that his opponent can attack from. And let's actually go to the end of the game to see his vision. There is nowhere that his opponent can attack from. Look at that line of sight. I mean, he sees everything. Absolutely everything. Whereas Red, decent, not bad. Capoch, fantastic, by the way. Early game scouting with all those moving pieces around the map. Unfortunately, one horrible engagement led to 2 or 3 more terrible engagements, and then failing to scout the Hera special here with no fewer than 20 frickin' stables is the nail in the coffin. And like I said, I don't even know if Hera's going to have an opportunity to use all these 20 stables with his 25 Hussars in training, because his army is still here. This pack of Lukes, 98 kills on them. Let's see the total kill count. Yeah, 98 kills for 32 is more than 3 for each one. Ridiculous. What an absolute fun banger of a game. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, especially these 2 Titans who have been duking it out, battling, killing each other for our entertainment. So I say this in all earnest, GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.